There's a kind of person we all recognize, but few truly understand. A woman who never quite steps into adulthood, who drifts between phases of her life, endlessly searching, but never arriving. She is fascinating, elusive, eternally youthful in spirit, and yet, something is missing. She is the Puella Aeterna, the eternal girl. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychologist who mapped the depths of the unconscious mind, saw her not as an individual, but as an archetype, one of the many invisible forces shaping human behavior. The Puella Aeterna is not about age or appearance, but about a state of being, a pattern of existence. She is trapped in an eternal childhood, caught between the call of responsibility and the seduction of endless possibility. But why? And what does this reveal about the deeper nature of the human psyche? To understand this, we have to go beneath the surface, to the world of symbols, myths, and the unconscious mind. Jung believed that inside every person, there is a hidden realm, one shaped by forces older than civilization itself. The Puella Aeterna is one of these forces. She appears in ancient stories, in modern films, in the quiet corners of people's lives. She is the princess who refuses to leave the castle, the dreamer who cannot commit, the wanderer who fears being tied down. Her world is not built on logic and order, but on feeling and fantasy. She is the one who falls in love with potential rather than reality. The one who speaks of great plans but struggles to take action. The one who seeks freedom, but in doing so, becomes trapped in a cycle of avoidance. And yet, the Puella Aeterna is not simply a weakness. She is also a source of magic, creativity, and wonder. She represents the untamed, the spontaneous, the part of the psyche that resists the cold weight of responsibility. But when this energy is not integrated, when it is allowed to rule unchecked, it leads to a life of unfulfilled dreams and quiet desperation. You may have met her before. Perhaps she is the woman who, despite her intelligence and charm, never seems to find her place in the world. She drifts from one relationship to another, searching for something undefined. She starts projects with passion but abandons them when reality sets in. She lives in a world of emotions and symbols but struggles with discipline and structure. To her, adulthood feels like a cage, a world of limits rather than possibilities. But here is the paradox: by avoiding responsibility, she loses her power. Jung understood this deeply. He believed that true transformation comes not from running away but from facing the shadow, the hidden, unacknowledged parts of ourselves. And for the Puella Aeterna, the shadow is adulthood. The real world, with its difficulties and commitments, is not her enemy. It is her path to integration. She is often misunderstood. People see her as careless, as if she simply refuses to settle down. But the truth is more complex. The Puella Aeterna is afraid, not of responsibility itself, but of what it represents. To grow up means to let go of infinite possibilities, to let go of the illusion that life will always be exciting and effortless. It means stepping into the unknown, accepting that choices must be made and that each path chosen means another is left behind. This is why she clings to fantasy. Why she seeks escape in love, adventure, or fleeting passions. She is not lazy, she is lost. She is waiting for something, but she does not know what. She is hoping that life will offer her a sign, a moment of clarity that will tell her where to go. But life does not work that way. Growth is not something that happens to us, it is something we choose. Some women remain trapped in this state forever. They age, but they do not mature. They develop, but they do not transform. They hold on to the belief that something, someone, will come and save them from the burden of self-responsibility. But the truth is, no one is coming. The only way out of this cycle is to face the fear that has kept them in it. So how does one escape the eternal childhood of the Puella Aeterna? Not by rejecting her nature, but by balancing it. She must bring her dreams into the world, not just as ideas, but as something real. She must learn that freedom is not the absence of responsibility, it is the ability to choose one's responsibilities. She must understand that growth is not the death of youth, but its fulfillment. There is a moment in every person's life when they must step beyond the threshold of childhood and into something greater. For some, it happens early, forced by circumstances beyond their control. For others, it is delayed, resisted, postponed again and again. But it must happen. Because to refuse it is to remain in limbo, a state of existence where nothing is fully lived, nothing is fully experienced. This is why the Puella Aeterna often feels restless. She is searching, but she does not know what for. She is longing, but she does not know for what. The truth is, she is longing for herself, for the version of herself that has not yet been born. The version of herself that has taken the step, that has embraced the unknown, that has accepted the weight of being. This is not just about women. The Puella Aeterna lives in all of us, regardless of gender. She is the part of us that resists change, that fears commitment, that clings to the past. And we all must confront her at some point in our lives. Jung believed that to become whole, one must integrate the shadow, face the parts of the self that have been ignored or suppressed. For the eternal girl, this means facing time, acknowledging that life is moving forward, that nothing remains unchanged, and that refusing to grow is, in itself, a form of destruction. The Puella Aeterna stands at the threshold. 1 foot in childhood, 1 foot in the unknown. The question is, will she step forward? And more importantly, will you? If this video made you think, if it challenged your perspective or found something resonated with you, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and press bell icon. There is so much more to explore on this journey of psychology, philosophy, and the human condition. See you in next one.